Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to bring you today somebody who's been working with us in video editing. He is our multimedia and graphic artist, and his name is Gio Villamar. So, everybody, please welcome Gio. Hi,
Hi,
Gio.
I'm Slay.
How are you, Gio?
I'm doing fine po. How are you?
Very good. Here, we've been creating a lot of content. And this video, just want to mention, the reason why I invited Gio to this show is really to teach people out there who doesn't know how to edit that it's easy for you, or maybe not so much easy for you, but at least to show you the steps on how you could create videos for social media content. So because we're still on our series of content creation, I've invited Gio to help us later to recreate a video that he will be showing. But before that, I'd like to ask Gio a few questions. Gio, what was your course in your
Uh,
university years?
my course is Bachelor of Arts in Multimedia Arts. So that means that we studied logo designs, we studied Photoshop, we studied also video editing.
In your line of work also, when did you start gaining interest for video editing?
Well, at school, I mostly focused on static design like poster designs, typography. It was after I started working in BSA that I was able to use the the lessons that I had in college in video editing.
Right. I remember when Gio came into our company first, for a very short period, he was interning with us. And I noticed that he was really talented when it comes to design. He has his own style, he has his own strategy. And I remember there's just one question that I asked him before he came into the company as an employee, an official employee. And I asked him, so Gio, do you want to be challenged? And I remember Gio, you said yes, right? Kinabahan ka ba nun? Nung tinanong kita?
I did po.
Okay. And up to now, Gio has been working on a lot of videos from the company. I've also seen his growth, being a multimedia designer. Firstly, designing for static ads, posters, ads, but now really doing full blown video editing. And I want to ask you, Gio, because video editing is a process, right? You have video development, concept development, you have the editing itself, you post processing, you have shoot, you have production. Which part do you enjoy doing the most?
Well, I really like the production part, mostly because it's the shooting kasi. So you get to travel into different locations too, and it's really a fun process.
Do you think it's possible for common people or non-video editors or people who didn't take multimedia and graphic design as a course? Do you think it's possible for them to learn video editing easily?
Yeah, yes, po, yes, po. Well, speaking for myself, not really an expert. Starting as not really an expert in video editing, there are a lot of resources on the internet, like video tutorials out there, like in
Yeah,
YouTube, and that are also free.
right.
That teaches the basics of video editing.
So, Gio, what are the tools necessary and what are the tools that are needed for somebody to start video editing?
Well, first of all, it depends on the system you're working on. So right now, since I'm editing professionally, I really need something a much more higher end PC. To buying a high end PC would make editing like in After Effects or in Adobe Premiere, which is the software we use, faster. It makes editing and importing videos much quicker then,
Okay.
and it also makes rendering much faster.
Right.
Having a high end PC would really be an advantage to us.
So how do you define high-end PC, Gio? Like, could you specify like the RAM and stuff like that?
Me, I would recommend at least 16 gigs of RAM minimum. For the CPU, it's either, if you're using Intel, it's either an i5, and if you're using AMD, Ryzen 5 as a minimum would be very good. Because video rendering is very CPU intensive. So investing on a good CPU is a must in video editing. Then,
Okay.
of course, you need storage. Editing videos could easily fill your storage device. A simple 2-minute video might, with effects, might render out at least 1 gig. So having at least 1 terabyte of storage um, is really important if you're aspiring as a video editor. For me personally, my storage recommendation would have to be an SSD instead of traditional hard drive, mostly
Okay.
because SSDs load programs faster.
In terms of brand Geo, would you like have an inclination if it's better to use Apple or Android, or it really depends on the system and the specification
It
of
really depends on the specs.
okay. So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
Okay.
which brand.
Okay, so all you have to have is a laptop or a PC, but you have to make sure that they're all high intensive or high end PC.
Yes,
Geo has already mentioned the minimum RAM and storage that are needed. Because otherwise, if you don't follow these guidelines in terms of the recommended storage size and the space, you'd end up frustrated editing videos because the video will take so long to edit. No?
yes.
What do you recommend, Gio, for us? What are we gonna use?
I'm using Premiere Pro for cutting videos, trimming them, and rendering them. Then for more intensive videos, like videos that have motion graphics, I use a different software, which is After Effects, which is also an Adobe product. So another benefit of having a really high-end PC is you can open them both and then switch on different software depending on what type of editing you're working on. So, for example, what we do in our videos is that if I want some text moving text, I would use the clip in Premiere Pro and then transfer to After Effects to edit that text.
Okay, so it's a combination of two tools.
Yes, po.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that, Gio. We're gonna move on to our next segment, which is Gio will show you how to recreate the video that we're gonna show you right now.
Okay, for
Yeah.
this demonstration, we'll be mainly using Premiere Pro as our editing video software. In this demonstration, I'll be showing you how to recreate this video. Before we start editing our video, I would like to show you how I prepare my video files for editing. So I generally create an assets folder which contains all the assets that we'll be using for our video that we'll be editing. For this one, it contains the clips that we'll be using as well as the music. Okay, let's open Premiere Pro. Then select New Projects. Then let's rename our file as Exercise 1. And then let's select a location. So click Browse. Then for me, I'll be saving it in the Premiere Exercise folder. Then click OK. Now we're ready to import our videos. There are several ways of importing videos, but for me, the fastest way is by opening our assets folder, then selecting the videos, the clips that we'll be using, as well as the music, and then dragging it inside Premiere Pro. So there. Now that we've imported our videos, we need to edit this, we need to add the videos in our timeline. So right now, our timeline is empty. The fastest way of creating our timeline is by clicking and dragging the video itself. Now, let's start importing our files, our clips inside the timeline. So just click and drag. You could also highlight all the clips and then drag it. Alright. So, as you could see, some of the files, like this one, are very small. So, to fix this, all you have to do is select the clip and then just right click and then select scale to frame size. Okay, let's do it with this one too. I'm fine with this one. Alright, so now we have our video. Okay. As you can see, some of the videos have an upper portion and a lower portion. That means that some of these videos have audio. So in order to remove this without affecting the file on top, all you have to do is right click, then unlink the video and the audio. So now you could delete the audio. Okay. Let's unlink this. And then let's also unlink this. For importing music now, just like the video, all you have to do is drag and click here. So now that we've imported the music, what I would like to do is trim the video to the beat of the music. So let's just hear the music and then let's decide where to trim the video. Okay, so let's end it here. So to trim the video, let's use the cut tool, which is C as the shortcut. So let's cut this and then select the video that we'll be removing, and then a shortcut of deleting the video as well as moving these clips forward is by selecting the video we want to be deleted and then click pressing Alt and then backspace. Okay, so now what would happen is we've trimmed the video, our first clip, and then moved the second clip beside the first clip. So let's just keep doing that. Let's trim the video to match the audio. Oops, I actually want it to be here. Let's move it here. Let's make it. Okay, now that we've finished editing, to preview the video, a shortcut would be pressing spacebar, or you could click the play button here. Alright, so now that we're finished editing the video, let's save it first. Now we're ready to render it. So let's go ahead and render the video. To render the video, just select File, then Export, then select Media, or just press Control M. Okay. Now, for the output name, let's try exercise 1. Let's rename it as exercise 1. Then, save. For the format, H.264 is fine. So, it's the encoding format used if you're rendering it as MP4. Then keep everything in default, then press export. So the rendering time depends on what kind of hardware you have. So having a high-end PC will result in a faster rendering time. Okay, so now let's check our video. Alright, so that's the basics of editing in Premiere Pro. Hope you guys learned something new.